Everyone, welcome back to Evony with Genghis. So yesterday, Neo Nodder takes out one of the better alliances in the game, destroys them, doubles their points. And the Evony community, a lot of bickering, debating back and forth. And I wanted to discuss it a little bit. Before I do, look at this terrible ad by Evony. This poor guy over on the left was freezing. And then someone had to pull pins and let how's he walk across molten lava? I don't understand that. To get to the heater to warm up. Anyways, let's get back to the main topic here. So Neo Nodder defeats one of the better alliances. And the big debates in all the forums basically were he's not a team, he's just one player. Or he's not good, he just spends money. Okay, yeah, well, I would just say that we got a live comment there, war crime. They should just pay Neo his money back and ban him from the game. Okay, so that's an awesome live comment. So one of the comments was, he's not good, he just spends money. Like, do you think that Neo's playing against people who don't spend money? Like, it's just a different strategy. So Neo's alliance, all this money, even if it comes from one guy, but in theory, if you think about it, his team has this big pool of money and it all goes into one account. As opposed to the alliances he's playing against, it gets spread out over an alliance of 20 people. Obviously, some of it goes to 5 or 6 people, more of it, and then, but the money's spread out. But overall, he's not playing against people who don't spend money. If these alliances never spent money, we wouldn't know who they are. They'd be just regular average alliances. And they might do better against regular average alliances who spend the same amount, but they wouldn't be at the top of the game without money. And same as Neo, right? If Neo didn't spend, we wouldn't know who he is because it's the game. It is not even pay to win anymore. It's pay to play. So Neo's came up with a strategy. And in my opinion, Neo is a breath of fresh air. I thought the game was getting stale. You watch all these streams and it's just the same. Hive up, small siege, archer, big siege, same thing. Just send rallies for half an hour till the teams are done and then dead. And just little lines going around. There's lots of skill that goes into the game that really wasn't being used in those streams. The only skill being used in those streams was, set a rally, be faster, and communicate like teleport or I need reinforcement and spending money, right? So Neo obviously spends money, but there's other strategies to the game, like port swapping, ghosting, dropping ghost, different things like that. And other strategies may actually come into play now. And, there's going to be the metas changing a little bit because these teams aren't going to beat Neo. I know that some people have said, they just had a goal. They just wanted to zero him. They didn't care about the result. Okay, maybe. Or maybe they underestimated and thought, we will do very poorly on rallies for a little bit, but let's see how it goes. It'll be fun. And worst case, we can, go for buildings and beat him. Or, we'll eventually get him to the point where we're taking 15, 20 billion off him. But that just never happened. And there's people have said he healed. I don't know. I didn't watch it. I know he does have a dragon heal that heals 20%. And 20% of, let's say he's down 100 billion. That's 20 billion for free of a heal. So yeah, so there's that. And then, other people saying that, what sort of strategy could people do against him? Maybe they just take buildings. Okay, but are you going to do that with 20 people? Because there's no alliance that has 20 K45s. So Neo is just going to go around and solo all your weaker teammates. Every team has role players, and he's just going to go crush them. He also might crush your troops in buildings because everyone only has 6 marches. So they're going to be more susceptible to attack as you spread them out all over. So, because you can't have all your strong players in one and you just don't have enough. So he might be able to pick off some points. and then keep the lead and make you continue to hit him once in a while. The one thing I did not hear anybody talk about was the difference between BOG and BOC. The only thing I heard people say was, it's BOG, who cares? Nobody likes BOG. We just use BOG to train. Okay. But BOC is different because it has the heal buff. So I know that after we lost to Neo a few times, we just said, you know what, guys, we're not having fun anymore. And some of you don't even care. Like, you just show up and don't even do anything. So we're just going to go with a smaller lineup now, and we enjoy it more. We do things like small rallies, port swaps, solo hits, different tactics that you can do. But one thing that we have noticed is that this really works well in BOG. It doesn't work so well in BOC because we don't have as big of rally capacity as the enemy teams because we only have 6 or 7 keeps, and they can get the heal buff. So maybe teams could heal against Neo and BOC, but Neo isn't like me, right? He isn't my alliance. He dominated us. He destroyed us twice. So getting heal buffs against Neo, I don't know if that's a good thing, because you know what that means? It means your role players get troops too when you do team heal. And I know one of our biggest problems before, when we went in with larger teams, was we'd work so hard to get a heal buff, and then we'd get it, and then the other team would just go and start zeroing our role players again and getting points off of them. We actually lost a battle once because we got a heal buff with like 15 minutes to go, and we had some people who logged off, and yeah, they just went and gave up points. So I don't know if that would work against Neos. What would you do? How would you feel if you were a smaller player on a team, a role player? So let's say there's 12 of you or 15 of you, and you're all told every battlefield, wait a second, we're going to send in one player. They're going to look to see if it's Neo. If it's Neo, only 4 of us are going to play today. So twice a week, you set aside 2 hours to play, and then you have to sit and wait and hope it's not Neo or Frank a lot. Like, there's other guys like Neo out there that may start going with this strategy and being able to, change the course of Battlefield as we know it. And then you hope you're not facing one of those guys because you don't get to play if it's not them. How long could an alliance be sustainable going through that period of uncertainty at Battlefield? Because everybody plays for Battlefield. Not many people play just to kill monsters. So anyways, that's my thoughts on the whole thing. Whether an alliance is one guy of 200 billion and 19 players of 1 billion, or if it's 20 players who are all ranged, 30 to 5 billion. It's all the same thing. Like, you match up with people of certain power and tech, and it's a sliding scale of how much power there is on different players. So anyways, I respect the team Neonaughter. I do think it is one of the best ones in all of Evony, even if it's unconventional. It still is obviously a force to be reckoned with. And I look forward to, I might actually tune into some of these streams now. It was really stale for me. It just seeing the exact same thing over and over. But it's nice to see different playing styles actually succeeding. Gives hope to other people that maybe they could outsmart other alliances and do something different. So anyways, let me know your comments on all that, and subscribe, leave a comment.